February 3rd, 2023, changed the town of East Palestine. A Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals derailed.
I saw the train on fire go past my house, and that is extremely terrifying.
Hundreds of people were ordered to evacuate.
It's still a very volatile situation. It could turn in an instant, so please just stay out of town.
While crews eventually did a controlled burn of vinyl chloride, sending that chemical into the air. Even now, neighbors question if their homes, their land, their water is even safe.
I'm tired. I want it to be over.
Today, President Joe Biden is in East Palestine for the very first time, marking 1 year since this life-changing event.
It's absolutely amazing what this community rose to.
Less than an hour and a half ago, President Biden announced 6 National Institutes of Health grants to study the short and the long-term impacts of the train derailment and the release of those toxic chemicals. One of the universities awarded a grant right in our own backyard, Case Western Reserve University. President Biden said the community of East Palestine will have a top researcher for as long as needed. The president also maintained his message of holding Norfolk Southern responsible for what happened February 3rd of last year.
Let me be clear. While there are acts of God, this was an act of greed that was 100% preventable. Let me say it again. An act of greed that was 100% preventable. We were pushing the railroads to take more precautions, to deal with braking, to deal with a whole range of things that were not dealt with. Norfolk Southern failed its responsibility.
Right now, the Rail Safety Act sits in the Senate. That bill has the support of Ohio Senators J.D. Vance and Sherrod Brown, and today the president reiterated his support. Some were pleased with Biden's visit today, but dozens of Donald Trump supporters were on the streets as well, calling out the president for not showing up sooner. News 5 investigator Tara Morgan, who's been reporting from East Palestine since day one, is live there again tonight. Tara.
Good evening. The president's motorcade is making its way through downtown East Palestine right as we speak. He has been visiting with business owners during his trip here. A couple hundred protesters have lined both sides of the street and pretty much all throughout East Palestine this afternoon. Some say the president's visit is too late. Others say it's not, and they can take all the help they can get. Downtown East Palestine taken over by protesters, people from out of state mixing with locals, calling out President Biden on his first visit to the village since a Norfolk Southern train with toxic cargo left the tracks.
Somebody's president, obviously not East Palestine's, because the train wreck was a year ago.
Well, I think he needs to take care of the people here and make sure everything is safe.
Some worry about their grandchildren growing up here.
And I'm worried about, the lasting effects, I guess, of the derailment.
Others have businesses they're concerned about.
I couldn't sell my hay this year because nobody wanted to buy hay from a farm in East Palestine.
Valentine's Day was more disappointing this year.
Kathleen Unkefer says her floral shop is struggling. You don't think he wants to help?
No, he would have been here earlier.
Christina Ferguson, who I first met 2 weeks after the derailment, doesn't share the sentiment that it's too little too late. She hasn't moved back home with her family.
I'm not the only one that's having issues, and I'm not the only one that their home's not safe.
Former President Trump visited East Palestine and the derailment site just weeks after the disaster. 2 weeks ago, city leaders were asked about President Biden visiting more than a year later.
He should have beat former President Trump here, but he didn't. So, now we're just a year later and he's going to come and visit.
The village changed its logo and slogan and revealed plans to get out from under the train disaster stigma and revitalize downtown.
I would not make a judgment on his timing without talking to somebody on his staff.
Village manager Chad Edwards has this message for the president and the nation watching.
Don't forget about us. With this town's been through a lot, and we got a long ways to go.
And the village manager told me he did not meet with the president, but hopes people will return here and see what they have accomplished a year from now. Of course, tonight at 11, you'll hear more from the president. For now, I'm live in East Palestine. I'm News 5 investigator Tara Morgan.
And the motorcade is on its way. Tara, thank you so much.